You have Dolphins, which is a documentary narrated by Owen Wilson.
Dolphins?
Oh, wow!
And for those wondering, I stopped it real quick, and I'm starting a part 2, just so that people don't get overloaded.
Yeah.
Each part's an hour. So, dolphins. Some documentary about dolphins. I like dolphins. They're cool. Sure.
But Owen Wilson as the narrator, like, I don't know. That'll be interesting. See if you can pull that off.
Should have been Van Damme. The dolphin's booty is in focus. Look at the dolphin. But Rampage, we're getting to...
Yeah.
Yay!
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Rock is in a helicopter again. What is up with these movies he's doing lately where he's in a helicopter?
He was in Jumanji 2.
Yes.
And this is the same director of San Andreas, so it might as well
But he was in a helicopter in that.
Yeah, he was a helicopter
pilot. He was a helicopter pilot.
This might as well be San Andreas 2, except with monsters that look like shit.
Yeah, it's terrible CGI. Also, this is supposedly based on that arcade game where you played characters that would turn into monsters.
There's 3 monsters.
But nobody turns into monsters.
No, it's actual, like, animals that become giant. You have a albino silverback gorilla, who The Rock it's his buck buddy. You have a crocodile, and you have a wolf that becomes a flying wolf. Because that's in one of the trailers. Oh, the wolf flies. So it's a flying wolf.
I think that was in the game, too. But the thing is, it's like, this should be an unbelievably simple concept. And you have already fucked it up.
I don't think he flew in the game, the wolf. Dude, I don't think they flew, just...
No, but I mean, just the whole thing,
they climbed the building.
How do you fuck up a concept that was used in a 1986 arcade game?
Because they're like, no one cares about that game. It's just an excuse to
have... It does have a cult following.
No,
Rampage.
I mean... I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm saying higher-ups are like, who cares? We just want something to get giant monsters because Godzilla and King Kong have come out, and there's going to be a Godzilla vs. King Kong movie, so let's capitalize on that. And if we have The Rock, hey, San Andreas was a hit for some reason, so let's do San Andreas 2, but with monsters.
Jumanji 2 was a huge hit.
For some reason. I still don't...
I don't get that
That made more money in the U.S. than Blade Runner 2049 worldwide. That's stuck in my gall. I can't help it, folks. But this, it's such... Like, Coastal Island had style, and it looked good, it looked cool, it had some style from the director that this guy...
This just looks like another generic disaster movie with CGI everywhere, but instead of like a tornado or some other thing, or an earthquake...
Like
it's giant monsters.
Here's the Coastal Island had CGI, but it had a style to the look of the film, and which I thought the director did a really good job with. Here, generic looking, just like San Andreas was so generic looking, and this guy, he's not that talented of a director. He makes bland looking movies. They look bland. They look like a bunch of like a reject of a Roland Emmerich movie.
Yeah.
They're like rejects.
Poor man's Roland Emmerich. It's a great way to put it.
Oh my gosh, this is the same director.
He did Incarnate, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now. So he fucked up a horror movie with that. He fucked up a disaster movie with San Andreas. Guarantee he'll fuck up a monster movie with this. And...
I like the idea of people turning into big monsters, and so that's what people liked about the game. And this should have been like one of the easiest video game movies to adapt properly, and they already fucked that up.
And how is he? And also, I don't get the premise of this. So he's fighting with a gun, but they're supposed to put antidote into them.
I guess.
So they're not
I think he's trying to do that for his buddy.
But not the... So he'll kill the other two, but not his buddy? I guess.
Maybe. I don't know.
His butt buddy. Sure. No, we can't kill him, so we won't have it. We need him for a sequel. That's the thing. Is like, that's why I mean, you don't want to save him. So then it's not really like what you don't do in the battles. Like we don't want to kill them because we feel bad, but then they're not the heroes because they're destroying everything. So it's like, I know it doesn't make sense, folks, but it just like doesn't sound like they're sympathetic, but they don't destroy the entire city. But
it should have been. It should have been more. Like I said, just people the Rock turns into the gorilla, and then you have that suspense of, well, we can't kill the gorilla because we'll kill the person, you know?
Right. Well, no, he's not one killed.
Or you could have like the
buddy.
Hulk. Could be like a Hulk sort of thing. You know, you turn into the monster instead of.
But they're not one kill the gorilla because it's his friend, his buddy.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why they're doing it, because it's his friend.
But then you have the suspense of, don't want the gorilla to die because it's the Rock's friend. Just like the raptor in Jurassic World. Blue.
Dabba-dee-dabba-da.
Then we have a film called God Particle, which is, or isn't, a Cloverfield film.
Yeah.
Don't know. I guess it was picked up by Netflix. It might not even get released in theaters. Like it might be released straight to Netflix.
I still haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, but
the idea is kind of interesting. Like a team of astronauts board an International Space Station. They find themselves alone after a scientific experiment involving a particle accelerator makes Earth vanish. When a space shuttle appears, the space station crew must fight for survival following their horrible discovery.
Yeah, I'd be curious on a trailer for that.
But then I heard something that was thrown out, and that they're not going with that plot, so I don't know what this movie.
If that's the case, then fuck that, but...
Well, God knows. God knows about the God Particle, because I don't know.
And what the hell would that have anything to do with Cloverfield?
I heard 10 Cloverfield Lane didn't have that much to do with Cloverfield at all, either.
That's what I mean,
it's like the title.
You just fucked with people. Stop fucking with people.
It's just J.J. Abrams trolling Cloverfield fans.
He trolled Star Wars fans, so of course he
yeah.
trolled stuff. Next is Tully. It's Diablo Cody writing it. So I can't say I look forward to it because I'm not a fan of Diablo Cody, who did...
Well, you didn't like Jennifer's Body?
No.
Or Juno?
No. Do you have anything to say about Tully?
Not really. The trailer was not really anything to write home about. I don't even think it was that funny. I like Charlize Theron, but yeah, Diablo Cody is a turnoff.
Next up, we have Super Troopers 2. The first Super Troopers was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
It's cool they're doing the sequel. Hopefully it's not Dumb and Dumber 2 type of sequel.
Oh, the trailer already made me laugh more than Dumb and Dumber 2, so...
Okay.
I saw the trailers for some trailers for Super Troopers 2. Looks like a fun sequel. The guys are definitely bringing the passion, unlike Dumb and Dumber 2, where it was Jim and
Jeff Daniels.
Jim and Jeff were just completely tired and worn out, and it showed.
Yeah. Next up, Goose somehow got a movie. Fuck if I know why. I mean, you're reaching, folks. You're reaching. You got Goose as a movie. You're really fucking reaching, man. You're really reaching.
That sounds like they just were just brainstorming. Like, man, what are we gonna... We need like a kids movie. You know, because kids will see anything. You know, got any ideas? Well, you know, I have a kid and
got back from kindergarten.
Yeah, my son was telling me about this game of Duck Duck Goose he took part in recently.
You got a movie.
Exactly. That's it, Duck Duck Goose.
Write it and let's get into theaters.
Sounds like a Robot Chicken sketch, like come to life. That whole thing, remember? Hungry hippos. Shoots and ladders.
Yeah, it's coming. Those are coming. You have Rampage. Fuck. Dr. Goose pretty much says it all. Some movies that they don't have any information on. Drama called Disobedience, which
with Rachel Weisz
and Rachel McAdams. Can't say much about that.
Something called Selfie Dad, which sounds cringe-inducing.
It's a faith
by the title.
Faith-based movie, I guess.
Oh, it's going to have cringe-inducing attempts at humor.
So we get into May, and that's the Avengers.
Infinity War. With
everybody.
Thanos, who looks like a purple thumb, or he looks like he looks like one of those California raisins, but on like steroids.
I know you're less of a fan of that than me.
I've started to warm up to it. It's just I'm just poking fun at it, just to have fun.
But feel free to give your honest thoughts on Thanos.
I just wish he wore his helmet.
Right.
But, maybe he'll build up to it. Like, if he's going to build up to it, then I'd be alright. Like, maybe he shows up and he's cocky and he's like, I don't need anything, and then kind of gets knocked down a few pegs, then he puts the armor back on. But I just think he looks better with the armor. That's just me personally.
Right, yeah. I can see
Civil
that.
War...
You're
a bigger fan of that one than I was.
Yeah, which is surprising because you're the bigger Captain America fan. But yeah, I was a bigger fan of that movie than you are. I just didn't feel
it was his movie. That's my thing. I kind of wish they did a different direction, like with some other plot line from the comics. But with Infinity War, I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much for this one. The fact that it might have a little bit of a darker edge to it, I like that. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things that I definitely do think somebody's going to die.
And
maybe more than one.
Yes, I think
hero is going to die.
This is a two-parter movie, right?
Yeah.
So you think in this one or part 2?
I think maybe in this one somebody might die.
Right.
Somebody will, somebody might die in the second one too. I think there's going to be some major fallout with Infinity War, and it makes sense because it's Thanos, and he's got the Infinity Gauntlet and everything. The new heroes and stuff, like all of that, I mean, it's definitely going to be jam-packed, full of heroes and everything, and Marvel and their studio has done a good job balancing all of this. I mean, they did a great job in Age of Ultron. I was worried about, there's too many heroes, but they did a great job with that. And I really like that film. That's my favorite Marvel movie. So I know a lot of people don't like Age of Ultron, but I really enjoy Age of Ultron.
Me too.
So if it's as fast-paced and as entertaining and as action-packed as that one is, then this could be really good. I mean, it's just this is like a culmination of things. And I got an argument with somebody about this, but I think this is like the Infinity War marks the end of an era for Marvel. I think it'll mark an end of an era for Marvel because there's certain actors who I do not think, Robert Downey Jr., I think he might not come back after these films. Chris Evans' status as Captain America is up in the air. They're already starting to push some of the other heroes more. So it's one of those things that the era that began with the Marvel films, like it started with Iron Man, it's all built up to this point. And I definitely think there's going to be some kind of major fallout, or definitely going to be some kind of impact on the MCU as a whole with this series. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, though, because I know that this is like one of the most watched trailers ever of all time on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I'm going to go into it with lower expectations, because this is one of those films that I think if you have really high expectations for it, it's not going to be able to possibly live up to them, because your expectations are going to be like right into the sky, past the atmosphere, and into the galaxy. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of cooks and a lot of characters, like even more than Age of Ultron in this one.
Yeah, even more than Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about. I've liked a lot of what Marvel has done. It is a lot of characters, So I don't know how you can do that without any of them feeling shortchanged.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an almost impossible task. I know we did one of these a long time ago. We thought Robert Downey Jr. or we thought Captain America was going to die in Civil War.
Yeah.
But I'll admit I was wrong on that. But
well, he died in the comics, so...
Yeah. But this time, either this or the part 2, it does seem more likely it's going to be Downey Jr., Chris Evans, or both. Because if they do both, it'd be probably Don Cheadle and the guy who plays Bucky taking the mantles.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to do Spider-Man. You know that.
Or they might kill off somebody like Hawkeye.
Maybe. Because it's not going to be Thor. It's not going to be Spider-Man. It's not going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not going to be Doctor Strange or Ant-Man. Hell, there's a movie Ant-Man coming out.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Black Panther.
No.
It's not going to be Scarlet Witch.
It's not going to be any of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No. So it's either going to be Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and maybe Jeremy Renner.
Excuse me.
So that's really like the 3.
I'm just already getting like the feeling I'll probably get. I just don't... Killing them... I understand why, but that'll sour this 2-parter for me. It will. Because I don't, part of me is like, is that really necessary? Do you really need to kill them? But maybe they'll bring them back later or something. But also, it might depend on how they do it. Like, if you're going to kill Cap, you better have him go out swinging. And he does something, sacrifices himself for the greater good or something, things come full circle. If you kill him off in some cheap-ass way, I'll be pissed. The same thing, with RDJ, with Iron Man.
So you're saying they should do it like Han Solo?
Oh, fuck no. Oh, don't do that. I don't know if my heart can take that.
Do it like Luke Skywalker.
No.
Commit suicide.
Fuck that shit.
Cap commits suicide.
That's even worse.
How would you feel if Cap committed suicide The Last Jedi?
Oh my god. The movie would automatically be on my shit list.
I almost want that to happen to see Mike's rant, but nah, I've liked Captain America. I'm sure he's gonna sooner or later it's gonna happen, but
yeah, because Chris Evans, there's been rumors he might retire or he might not do the role anymore.
That's too bad because he's been my favorite part of this. I've really grown to like him, but he's become my favorite part of these. But it is what it is. But yeah, I will admit I'm curious about it, like a lot of people. Avengers Infinity Wars definitely be the big movie of the summer, I think.
Yeah, it's coming out in May.
Bigger than Animal Crackers.
Oh, what? Stallone is in it. He's voicing it. He's doing a voice.
Last time he voiced was the Zookeeper.
Yeah, and that was a masterpiece.
That was a loser.
Come on, Matt.
That was a big loser. And this is more of an animated movie than that one. But I don't give a fuck about Animal Crackers. I never ate them.
Is it based on the cookies?
I believe so, yeah.
Duck, duck, goose.
Animal Crackers.
Animal Crackers.
Yeah, because they changed the person who eats them into the animal they have eaten. So if you ate a monkey...
so it's not entirely animated. Well, it is. It is actually animated.
It is animated, but it's like if they eat a monkey animal cracker, they become a monkey. And stuff. So there you go.
Sounds like a bad Twilight Zone episode or something.
You got Blazing Samurai. Don't even know what that is. Michael Cera.
Is it like Blazing Saddles? No.
It's an animated action comedy.
The poster is really, really bad. Oh, Mel Brooks is for some reason a part of the cast, though.
Yeah, Sam Jackson, George Takei, Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, it's inspired by Blazing Saddles. I was right.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing to say. Just look at the poster, folks.
The poster is some fat ass cat
that says "Prepare to crack up" because you see a butt crack.
Yeah, because you see his butt crack because he's wearing like one of those toga. Well, that's not a toga. It's like, what is that? The thing that the sumo wrestlers wear.
I'll just call it a thong. Might as well.
He's wearing a thong.
Might as well.
And there's your advertisement.
Prepare to crack up as we are showing his fat butt crack. Yeah, that definitely gets you in the theater, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll waive Mike's review.
That's just about as great as that's wonderful advertising, Matt. It gets you talking about it, just like Yogi Bear.
Yeah, all things come in bears. I'll waive Mike's review of that. But
then we have Life of the Party with Melissa McCarthy, aka the remake of Back to School.
Oh, right. She gets dumped, and she's reset going back to college. In the same class as her daughter, just like Rodney Dangerfield with his son. The increasingly outspoken Deanna embraces freedom, fun, and frat boys on her own terms, finding her true self. Just like Rodney would have fun at college.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's back to school, women style.
And let's not even give any credit to the writers of Back to School.
It was like Fist Fight.
Fist Fight didn't give any credit to the writers of 3 O'Clock High.
No.
Sounds like it could be a really kind of pretty obnoxious comedy with Melissa McCarthy, but I haven't seen a trailer. Maybe it'll be like Spy or something, or she plays a character who's not a total annoying fat fuck. But we'll see. But I'm just not sold. Like it's just back to school.
Did you like Tammy?
Tammy was not that good, but I didn't think it was as.
Tammy.
Yeah, Tammy was pretty bad, but I didn't mind Susan Sarandon, and that's one of the things that I didn't mind about it. Made it watchable for me, but I don't remember that film that much at all. I remember Melissa McCarthy just being, obnoxious.
And he directed The Boss with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, fuck that movie. He did The Boss? Okay, this is probably the suck now. From the director of The Boss? Oh, man.
Because I think it's her husband or something, Ben Falcone. I think it's her husband, but whatever.
Melissa, if it is, it is.
Yeah.
Stop having your husband direct your movies.
He needs a job, I guess.
Get somebody else, because he's not. I don't care if he needs a job. Alright? There are better people who can direct movies like this than your husband. Stop with the nepotism. Cut it out. Could kill your career.
After that, you got some thriller called Breaking In.
The only thing I think about Breaking In is that movie with Burt Reynolds about safe cracking.
Oh, from the producer of No Good Deed and Obsessed, because those got great reviews. Well, fuck the reviews, but those seem like great movies.
Yeah.
Really dumb fucking movies.
Or like unforgettable.
Action Point, that's based on, what was the real life?
Yeah, it's based on a real life park called Action Park, where people got. It was an actual theme park in New Jersey, which is notorious for poorly designed, unsafe rides, underage, undertrained, and often under the influence staff.
With Johnny Knoxville and Chris Pontius from Jackass as the stars of it.
I'm waiting for a trailer, but I think that could be fun.
Yeah, I'd be curious about it. I don't mind Johnny Knoxville. Actually, don't mind him. So I'd be curious on that for a trailer.
Then you got Bernadette. Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Richard Linklater film.
Not much I can say about that. Don't worry.
And then, don't worry, he won't get far on foot.
Gus Van Sant.
Oh, great, Gus Van Sant.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where Joaquin Phoenix, like, he loses his ability to walk, and it's a pretty dramatic movie. Jonah Hill, Jack Black. I know there was a trailer for it. Like, he doesn't know what to do next because he becomes paralyzed and...
It seems like Joaquin Phoenix has taken the place of Daniel Day-Lewis.
I don't mind Joaquin Phoenix, so...
Yeah, I don't mind him either. It just seems like he's taking... Because Daniel Day-Lewis is retired, so he's taking a lot of these roles that a lot of directors would have wanted Daniel Day-Lewis for.
Could be a decent drama.
Yeah, it could be a decent drama.
And
then we have Deadpool 2. Matt liked Deadpool. I love Deadpool. I think it helps a lot that I am a huge fan of Deadpool in terms of the comics. Read tons of comics, love the character. One of my all-time favorite characters, period. Not just in Marvel Comics. And the film, I have to admit this, I don't love it as much as I did when I first saw it. It's still a movie that I can still get some chuckles out of and still enjoy for the humor. And Ryan Reynolds is great, and there's a lot of things I like about it. But I do have to admit the action definitely could have used an upgrade. And with the director David Leitch doing this sequel, I think it's going to get that much needed upgrade. Because even something like Atomic Blonde that he did, the action was really good in that film. So
just not a lot of it, but yeah.
There's not a lot of it. But I think there'll be more of it in Deadpool 2.
I like the first
Deadpool 2 was not a spy.
Yeah. I like the first Deadpool. I liked the first Deadpool. The advertising for this, I liked the wet, the Bob, the Bob Fosse, was it?
Bob Ross. Bob Fosse. Bob Fosse's a different. That's the choreographer for a chorus line.
Right. Bob Ross.
Fosse.
Yeah. That's why that was stuck in my head, but
Madonna.
From the Birdcage, yeah. But I thought it was a fun, they played off the reality angle and which I think is in a lot of the comics. Hopefully that kind of stuff's in the movie. They show a little bit of footage, but then that was fun. That was funny, and from what I understand, the trailer.
Knuckles, I'm high.
Yeah. I think the trailers don't come out on Valentine's Day, they said.
Yeah, it's gonna, which was the release date of the first movie.
I'm definitely curious about Deadpool.
They're continuing the great marketing, too, from Deadpool, with Deadpool 2. So they have stuff like, there was, Deadpool took over Good Housekeeping, and there was like some tattoo in Brazil or something that he took over briefly. And then, of course, you had the Bob Ross teaser. Yeah. That was pretty cool. I'm really... Deadpool 2 is like... that might be my most anticipated film of 2018, because I'm such a big fan of Deadpool, so... Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Definitely curious about that. Solo, a Star Wars story... I think it's going to suck ass.
I do, too. Disney does not seem to have a lot of faith in this.
No.
There hasn't been a teaser or anything, or nothing. And also there was a lot of politicking behind the scenes that had the original directors fired. So that's never a good sign either.
Somebody said it was too funny, or trying to be too funny, which is ironic.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller,
which is ironic. That's ironic saying it's trying to be too funny, and then you look at The Last Jedi and all the jokes they were trying to do in that movie, and I'm like, okay. But it was okay for that movie.
I think it was Kathleen Kennedy who pushed Phil Lord and Chris Miller out of the director's chair.
Kathleen Kennedy.
So you got Ron Howard, who did films I love. Backdraft, Apollo 13, Willow. But I don't know if he's right for this particular movie. Also, he's just the kind of director they kind of settled for, because the original directors they had in mind, they didn't give them a chance. And I've heard a lot of just bad stuff about the lead. Like, he's just bad. The studio doesn't have a lot of confidence in him.
Like they
he had to go to a bunch of acting classes or something.
They hired some acting coach for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're expecting that the film's not going to do that well.
it's going up against Deadpool 2 in the second week. I mean, what is Star Wars? What is Deadpool 2? If people were going to pick between seeing Solo, a Star Wars movie, a Han Solo prequel that really there isn't a lot of interest for, because a Han Solo movie without Harrison Ford, that's like an Indiana Jones movie without Harrison Ford. Who wants to watch that?
With the way audiences nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because it's just a Star Wars movie, so it'll make more than they thought it was going to, because people are like, Star Wars, Chewie.
Yeah, I don't care about this bullshit Star Wars.
I don't either. I don't care about this Star Wars story. I didn't like the other Star Wars story, Rogue One, the Star Wars story.
Yeah.
So I don't really give a fuck about this story either. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't need to be told on screen. If I want to read, or if I want to look at a story about Han Solo when he was younger, I'll just read some of the books that are probably going to be a million times better than this movie. Because there were expanded universe books that actually are actually pretty, from what I've read, are pretty good. Like, it's a 3-parter. I think it's called the Carillion Trilogy. I think there's another one where... So there were actually quite a few book series that focus on Han Solo. So there's plenty if you want to get your Solo on. I guess I'll just stick with the movie Solo. Which isn't that great either. With Marvin Peoples. But I'm pretty sure I'd like that more than Solo, a Star Wars story.
What if secretly it was Solo, Marvin Peoples the whole time? This actor's too shitty, so they had Marvin Peoples reprise his character Solo. Yeah, I haven't met one person who says they look forward to this movie. That has to say something.
And even friends of mine that are big Star Wars fans, they're very indifferent on this.
And I'm hoping that the shit that Last Jedi has gotten from quite a few people,
I hope this bombs.
I don't think it'll bomb to the Star Wars, but I hope it goes very low. I hope it flounders somewhat. I really do. Because they need a kick in the ass. They do.
I know. I'm not going to give them my money for a Star Wars film after The Last Jedi.
If I see it, I'll see it for free.
Same here. I'll probably the movie pass, but that's not really my money. That's their money.
Right.
Deadpool 2, I'll actually pay full price for. You know, movies I really want to see, I'll pay full price for. Stuff that I'm not really into or I'm curious about, but I don't really, don't feel comfortable about spending $15 on or whatever. I'll use the movie pass.
Trying to look at my 1990 Ninja Turtle poster. It makes me think, don't pay full price for shit movies. So there you go.
That's so true. Speaking of shit movies, we got Ocean's 8.
The women's version of Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, Helena Bonham Carter, Rihanna. And
yeah, because Rihanna was so amazing in Battleship.
Considering the cast for Ocean's 11, this is a shit cast other than Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, Helena Bonham Carter, really? And Anne Hathaway, really? And Rihanna, really?
Riri, really?
I don't give a fuck about this movie. And I love Sandra Bullock, but I don't give a fuck about this movie.
It's just one of those, like, I saw the trailer for it. It didn't really look that funny. There were also some bits in the trailer that kind of looked like it was trying to shoehorn some kind of feminist thing in there. And I know that's probably, maybe I'm reading in between the lines, but it just kind of looked like that a little bit. Kind of this sort of like girl power thing or whatever in the trailer.
It's like cocaine. Sometimes the line is there.
I like Sandra Bullock too, but I don't really care. It looks like a boring movie too, like in terms of the style or the direction and the heist they're going to have. It reminded me of the kind of way it's directed. It looks stock, like something like Tower Heist, but with a female cast.
This guy did the first Hunger Games, Free State of Jones, Seabiscuit, and Pleasantville. The director.
Seems like he's out of his comfort zone here, like way out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Steven Soderbergh was kind of out of his comfort zone too, and managed to do a good job with Ocean's 11. So I don't know. We'll see. A documentary. The next one is a documentary about Mr. Rogers. Won't you be my neighbor?
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I didn't really grow up with Mr. Rogers that much. Like, I know of Mr. Rogers. Pretty much everybody knows about Mr. Rogers. Even though people haven't seen or grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I like Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood myself.
And the bitch ran away. Was that like with Eddie Murphy? Like, something today and the bitch ran away. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, today's word is bitch.
Today's word, eviction. Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up, I mean, I watched a little bit of Mr. Rogers back in the day, but I can't say, I got bored with it even as a kid, and I turned the channel to watch cartoons.
It might be an interesting documentary, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's worth getting a documentary considering how long he was on.
And there was a great speech he had. I don't know if you've seen the clip of this, where he was at, I think, at Congress or something. He was talking about how valuable it is to have public broadcasting and all of that. And it was years ago. Like, he did that, like, decades ago. And it still rings true to this day. It was a great speech.
Oh, that's cool.
The next one is Incredibles 2. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think you're not the biggest fan of Incredibles, right?
Nah, I know I'm alone in that, so you can feel free.
Here's another one.
That we disagree on, yeah.
So there you go, folks. I really liked The Incredibles. I saw it in the theater. I liked the idea. I thought it was a really fun movie. Great voice cast. They're all coming back. Brad Bird's coming out to direct. This is a Pixar sequel I actually want to see. Like, when all the time when they were like, Cars 2, Cars 3, Planes. I'm like, why the fuck are you doing all these Cars movies? I don't give a shit about these Cars films. Where's Incredibles 2? And then finally, we're going to get it. We'll see if it's too little too late. You know, or it's one of those, like, they waited too long to do it, or it's not going to live up to expectations. The teaser was just a short, cute little thing with Jack. It was okay, but it wasn't anything I could really say for sure when it comes to what this film might be or the type of quality of the film. I need to see more of a trailer than just that to really get more of a mindset on what I'm going to be in for. But fingers crossed. Pixar has a mixed bag. They're a mixed bag with their sequels. Unless it's like Toy Story films. Because the Finding Nemo sequel wasn't really that much. The Cars sequels were terrible. I didn't like Cars anyway, so I didn't like the first film to begin with. It's Doc Hollywood. It's Doc Hollywood with cars. That's really what it is. It's the same plot.
Pretty much, yeah. I have nothing to say about Incredibles 2. For those who look forward to it, that's great. The next up, Tag. They're doing a comedy on Tag. Literally, ex-classmates meet up and organize a game of tag, and they travel across the country.
So it's Rat Race, but with Tag?
Yeah. Ed Helms, Jeremy Renner, John Hamm, Jake Johnson.
Brian Denny.
Tag. And then
the Assassination Game.
A remake of Superfly by Director X, who's a Canadian music video director who did music videos on R. Kelly and Rihanna. And
Okay, this sounds like one that's not going to come out in 2018. Is this TBA? Right. Somebody just added this here.
Yeah, it might be pushed back, but
I don't even think the original Superfly even has a Blu-ray.
I don't know.
I know it has a good soundtrack. Apparently, I haven't seen Superfly. I've heard of it though. Superfly.
But apparently, they don't be doing a remake.
Director X. He's not doing so well. He's been using Brand X.
The Superfly remake going to suck. Fuck. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom by J.A. Baloney.
AKA Jurassic World Fallen franchise. I hated Jurassic World. Such a boring, shitty film. It was like a big budget asylum film.
I wasn't a fan of Jurassic World.
It's one of the most popular, highest grossing films of all time.
Yep, it's in the top 5. I think it's number 4 all time. I don't get it. I saw the movie for free. Thankfully, I didn't give it my money.
I saw it in the theater, and even in 3D, after it was over, I was like, I don't know about that. And then I saw it again with you one night, and I'm like, this is really bad. Like, the pacing is miserable.
Chris Pratt was just not that funny, and
he was misused. Like, he didn't have that much to do at all. He shot some pterodactyls, rode with the raptors. That's really about it. What I remember.
More CGI than practical. A lot of
there was one scene that had a practical effect, and it was the best scene with a dinosaur in the entire movie, and it died.
Just such practical effects, dying.
The director was the guy who was fired from episode 9.
Yeah. And Vincent D'Onofrio, surprise, he was a bad guy. And they did a lot of nods to the first movie.
It was so bad.
You're in a vehicle, and the roof glass
I hated that.
Slamming into them, and the invisible dinosaur that was invisible for like one scene. That was never invisible again, camouflage again, even though...
The annoying Jimmy Fallon cameo.
Oh, because, yeah, he's in the vehicle, and... Fuck, man. The wannabe Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Where everyone's a fucking idiot. And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I saw the trailer. Jeff Goldblum, it looks like he's just in a courtroom.
Yeah.
Probably going to be in for 5 minutes for those.
It looks like he's just picking up where his role in Independence Day Resurgence left off.
Hey, I'll paycheck. I'll be in this film for 5 minutes in a courtroom. Oh, we don't use much more practical effects. They definitely didn't show it in the trailer.
Oh, absolutely not.
Well, you don't add it later. Oh, you don't add the practical effects later, folks? Not talking about the CGI, which the CGI I didn't care for in Jurassic World. Oh, we don't do all these practical effects. Let's not show them in the trailer.
That was the guy who did The Impossible, who directed The Impossible movie.
Okay.
Daniel Buena.
Bayona. Yeah, it wasn't Bayona. Okay, I like The Impossible. I don't know if this will be in his comfort zone, though. And one of the writers is the guy who directed the first movie. Colin Trevorrow. The director did a good job with The Impossible. I really enjoyed that. This, though, it's a sequel to a movie I didn't like. So it's hard to get excited for it. And
Ted Levine's in the cast.
Who?
Ted Levine.
Sure, he'll be a bad guy and die.
It's a bullshit reality. Bullshit. This is bullshit.
Pretty much the island is going down, so it's kind of the ending of Son of Kong that I saw recently. I don't know. There's nothing for me to get excited about because I didn't like the first movie. The previous movie, I should say.
They gotta save the dinosaurs.
Save the world.
Isn't that the whole point? They're like, we gotta rescue the dinosaurs off the island.
Yeah.
So it's like the Lost World.
Well, kind of, because the island wasn't...
But with the island collapsing and volcanoes.
Yeah.
This is like a script that was written by a 5-year-old or something. Oh, and the dinosaurs, they're stuck on the island, and then like the same thing. Jurassic World was like, it was written by a 5-year-old dude.
If you look forward to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, that's fine.
I'll stick with Jurassic Park 3, which I know a lot of people hate on, but because that one raptor dream scene and a few other less than stellar moments, but it's a fast-paced, entertaining movie with much more likable characters and practical effects, so...
Yeah, I agree. Sicario 2, I still haven't seen the first Sicario. I know I need to.
I like the trailer for this quite a bit. This is one I'm looking forward to. I haven't really heard of Stefano Solima's work, but from what I saw in the trailer, it looks like he knows what he's doing. I really like Sicario, so I'm looking forward to seeing more, and I'm really looking forward to it focusing on Benicio del Toro's character, because he was like easily the best part about Sicario. And Emily Blunt was fine when it comes to what she was asked to do, but Del Toro stole the show. And it was like this vigilante who was trying to get revenge and was pretty much just let loose by the government to take out this drug cartel guy, the leader of this drug cartel. And so now it's more of the same, where Benicio del Toro is getting released upon some other bad guy who needs to get taken out. And I like that idea. You know, you have some criminal... You know, he was a criminal, but now he's being used by the government to get shit done. I like that. And Del Toro is great in the role. Josh Brolin's good too, and yeah, I like the style of the trailer. I like the way it was edited. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Taylor Sheridan also wrote the screenplay, and he wrote the screenplay for Sicario. Okay. So I definitely have a lot of hope for it because Sheridan wrote the sequel as well.
Oh, okay.
I think they should have just called it Soldado, though. The Sicario 2 thing is unnecessary.
Okay, then.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah. Looks good. Again, I haven't seen the first one, so...
Definitely looks more of an action-orientated sequel than the first. The first film had action in it, but it was more of a thriller.
Right. But... yeah, I'll have to give the first one a look and maybe give that a look at the same, around the same time. Valley Girl. We have
another remake.
Another remake with the girl from Happy Death Day.
Yep.
And
Valley Girl. That was a remake. I think Nicolas Cage was in it.
The original.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about the original Valley Girl.
Everybody talks, like the Valley Girl speak. It was popular in the 80s.
I think there was a line where Nick Cage
goes, totally.
Now fuck off for sure. I think that was a line, Nick Cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now fuck off for sure. But
Nicolas Cage was almost at his dopiest in this one. This crazy, this crazy hairstyle he had. Deborah Foreman, she was the Valley Girl in it.
Right.
You might recognize her. She was in April Fool's Day, right?
Yeah, Deborah Foreman was, yeah. But, I mean, I can't say much about the remake. Cause
I can't either. Could be fun.
Uncle Drew, some fucking sports.
Let's massage some sports players' egos with a film starring them. The Uncle Drew thing was this character Kyrie Irving would play in old man makeup, and he'd show up at shoot-arounds and stuff like that, and school people or whatever. There's other characters who were old, dressed as old,